In our previous class, we have discussed about Java packages, and we have to complete two more concepts, security and the abstraction. I have already given the heads up on the security concept in the previous session. So we understood what is modularity. So these are nothing but the advantages of having the Java packages, and there are 5 advantages: modularity, reusability, shareability, security, and abstraction. Once again, see, in the real-time applications, when you develop applications, this understanding is very, very important. And at the same time, even in the interview room, the people are going to ask the questions from the fundamentals. Fundamentals in the sense the things that I'm teaching you now. So these questions are really, really important. And there are no standard or universal definitions for the Java concepts. I mean, standard definitions are the predefined things that you should not memorize. Right? You should go according with your own words. If you are giving any answers in the interview room, try to interpret it from your understanding and try to explain the things from your understanding. Do not say the things that are in the book. Don't do that. Do not use the universal definitions. Right? And try to explain the things in the elaborate fashion and in the simple language. They expect that. Even if you are a fresher or if you are an experienced candidate, they do not expect the difficult terminologies. They don't even accept Java terminologies. Whatever you have understood, explain that in a simple way. So that is what I'm trying to give you, right? And see, in the notes also, we are not going to I'm not going to ensure that you are getting the standard definitions. That is not required. These things are okay. You can perfectly follow my notes. Else, if you have to improvise these things, or if you want to optimize the notes in your own way, you can do that as well. Right? But these are the I have put everything in the simple way. Right? So once we complete the package session, we will start developing the Java program, first program, and it will make more sense. Right? And so far we have discussed these things are from these things you can expect at least 5 interview questions. Almost I have completed 30 sessions. You can expect at least 5 interview questions from the 30 sessions, the last 30 sessions. Right? You can repeat any number of times. There will be, the concept is crystal clear. You will get the concept in a crystal clear way. So let us continue on the topic. Java packages, and packages are divided into inbuilt package or predefined package. And don't worry about this thing, inbuilt or predefined. Inbuilt packages are defined by the Java people. So it is already there. When you download Java, some predefined packages are there. They are available to every developer. You can use those packages. Right? Sometimes we used to face a lot of requirement to develop our own user-defined packages. That's why we are learning about user-defined packages. Right? And if you talk about advantages, and this many advantages are there. Modularity, we got it clear about what is modularity, reusability, and security and shareability. These two things are, they always go together. What does it really mean? Going together means what does it really mean? We will discuss this today, security and shareability, and we will also complete abstraction. So in the previous class I have said, so when you are developing a package, let us say that this is the package that you are developing, and you have designed an application where where it takes 2 inputs and it is returning the addition of 2 inputs. The output is going to be the addition of 2 inputs. This is a kind of functionality, right? But if you declare this as public, when you are declaring the class as public, it means you have certain privileges. Privileges are, we can say that you are granting access to all the developers or all the users who are trying to accessing this functionality outside the package. If you say public, it means you are giving access. Anyone can access this. From any package, any person can access. So in this case, again, it is not secured. Why it is not secured? You are granting access to everyone. How you are granting access to anyone? You have declared public access modifier. Public. You are making it, keeping it public. Anyone can access this. Right? There are chances that it really don't compromise the security. Sometimes you need to make sure that a particular functionality is limited and the security things are restricted. That in that case, you will avoid using what? Public. If you want to restrict the security, you will avoid using public. If you don't use public, it means this package, this functionality cannot be shared. So here it talks about security as well as it talks about shareability. Security is restricted. When security is restricted, shareability is also restricted. Security is not restricted, the particular functionality can be shared to any user who is trying to access this package from outside the class. That's why I'm saying both security and shareability, they always go together. When you keep it secured, it cannot be shared. When you're not keeping it secure, it can be shared. Right? Hope this is making some sense. Right? And again, see, last concept is what? Abstraction. I'll tell you what is abstraction. So let me take a real-time example. Let us take a phone, mobile phone. This is a mobile phone. Right? So this is how the mobile phone looks like. And whatever you do in the mobile phone, for example, you might be having some applications. Let us take few applications like Facebook, right? Google Chrome. Some applications usually exist in your mobile device. Right? When you place requests, placing requests is nothing but when you are operating upon a particular application. For example, if you want to open this application, just assume that this is an application. This box is a systematic representation of an application. If you are trying to open this application, what happens? Next thing is the application will be opened, isn't it? Right? Once you once you hit this specific screen space, the application will be opened. Let us say that you are trying to open Facebook application and the whole screen is going to be loaded with the Facebook application. The whole screen is going to be with what? Facebook application, and you will be having some your details, your user details, your notifications. So many things are going to exist in this Facebook application, right? Some notifications will be there, right? So we are doing what we are doing. We are just hitting the Facebook app, and Facebook app is just opened, right? But in order to open this, you as an end user, you are just hitting and you are getting the script, and you can scroll up and you can scroll down. You can perform multiple operations. So things like you can do scroll up and you can do scroll down, scrolling up and scrolling down to see your notifications, and your news feeds will be loaded. So you can up scroll and down scroll depending upon your depending upon your request, right? So we see these things. The things that you actually see, is called as what? Is called as abstraction. In other words, I can say that if you click on this Facebook icon, the Facebook app is getting open. But internally, there are a lot of operations that is happening behind the scenes. Internally, this request needs to communicate with the internal things. This request need to communicate with the hardware, and again this hardware needs to communicate with the software, right? And again they need to this hardware and software combination, they will work together to get connection to the network. These are the behind the scenes network, and this network will get connected to the server. server, we can assume that database, Facebook server, right? And from there, response will be, once you place request, the response will be given and the response will be transferred to the network. From the network, it will get into your particular mobile phones hardware and software. These are the things that are happening behind the scenes. Internally, hardware and software, they do a lot of communication. They do a lot of work internally. We don't know that. We just click. Internally, these things are happening behind the scenes. There is a lot of communication between hardware and the software, right? So they do internal communication, and they will come to a conclusion that the particular end user is trying to get access to the Facebook server, right? So you usually have the internet connection. Without internet connection, you cannot access the Facebook, right? So the request will be transferred over the network. This is a network, right? From the network, it will get connected to the specific or relevant server. If Ganesh is opening the Facebook, it will get connected to the Facebook server, and inside the Facebook server, Ganesh details will be accessed. If Shashwant is accessing the Facebook, same thing is going to happen. It depends upon who is trying to get access, right? So we don't know about these internal things. We just do one click and we expect a kind of response, which is nothing but a simple Facebook page, and there will be a lot of information in this Facebook page. You can do scroll up or you can do scroll down, right? As per your request, as per your request, it is going to give you the details, right? So this is what abstraction is. Abstraction is nothing but hiding internal details. These internal details are hidden. Hardware and software. Facebook is not going to say you. If Ganesh is operating Facebook, Facebook is not going to inform Ganesh, hey Ganesh, please wait for some time. Let me connect with hardware. Internally, I am connecting with hardware, and on top of it, I am connecting with the software. I need to transfer this to the network. This information will not be given to Ganesh, right? Internal things will be hidden. Internal things are always hidden. So it is nothing but hiding the internal details, hiding the implementation details, right? And showing the necessary details to the end user, which is called as what? Abstraction. As simple as that. Not only the Facebook, not only the mobile, anywhere if you take, if you're trying to operate on washing machine, right? This is a washing machine. This is a typical washing machine. Just an assumption. It doesn't look like a washing machine. Just assume that this is a washing machine, right? On top of washing machine, you see some buttons like the spinner time, wash selector. Some kind of operations will be specified on the washing machine, right? What is that? Spinner type, the load, and also you will be having flush out the water and take the water in, and there will be power supply, right? So only one thing, you usually perform operations on these things. You hit your request manually. If you want to start the washing machine, hit this. If you want to dry the clothes, hit this. If you want to do some other operation, hit this. So these operations are given to you, you are able to access all these operations, but you are not sure internally what kind of motor it is using, what is the speed of this RPM, and what is the motor speed, how much electricity it is consuming, right? When you switch on this, how much input voltage is coming, how much voltage it is going to supply to the motor. These things are hidden, and you as a customer, you as a washing machine user, you do not have to know all these details. You have to know only one thing. What is the input things? Input in the sense hitting the request in washing machine is nothing like switching on and switching off, operating on the washing machine. This is called as abstraction, hiding the internal details. Internally, if you open up washing machine, there will be so many other components. It is not necessary for you to know all the hardware components before even operating the washing machine. You as a consumer, what you should know, the input is you add clothes, the output is going to be the washed clothes, unwashed clothes and washed clothes. Internally, what how it is washing, how much water it is taking, how much power supply it is consuming. These things are not related to us, isn't it? What is the input here? Unwashed clothes. Output is washed clothes. This is one of the example of a typical abstraction, right? Again, the this is the standard answer, right? I don't say this is a definition, a standard answer. You can represent this answer in your own words also, no issues, right? Hiding the implementation and showing the necessary details to the end user, which is called as abstraction. Okay, sir, you have been talking about abstraction. How the abstraction is related to packages, right? How you can say that the concept of abstraction is falling under the advantages of Java packages? This question should arise, right? This question needs to be understood. Abstraction is this is the generalized answer, right? But on top of Java packages, what does the abstraction really means? Why it is placed under the advantages of Java packages? So let us understand it. Right? So to understand this, let us take the similar example, same example. Okay, let me write the new example. It is going to be a little confusing. I keep using the same notes. Right? So I'm going to take two packages. This is package 1. So in order to create a package, we already know, use the keyword called package. So followed by, you can give any name. Package 1. So this package 1 is being developed by Ganesh. Just an assumption. Public class addition. Very simple. Ganesh is developing a functionality. Public static void. This Ganesh is trying to develop a method, addition method. Integer a comma integer. Is taking two integers as an input, right? And the output is going to be what? Addition of two numbers. Println a plus b. Same example. No worries. I'm using the same example. Addition. But this will give you the answer. This is the package that is developed by the Ganesh. Now Shashwant has another task. Shashwant is working in a different project, but Shashwant also wanted to develop a similar kind of functionality. Right? What Shashwant does, Shashwant can either write the the coding. If you take the coding parts, Shashwant may consider a different coding part. He can follow a different approach. It is not like that the functionality, the method that one is developing, the same coding part needs to be followed. Shashwant may be following a different approach, right? Let us say that Shashwant has created a package and he has named the package as package 2. And the Shashwant's team leader has also said to develop a method which takes two input numbers, and the output is going to be the addition of two inputs. Same requirement. Shashwant got to know somehow that Ganesh has already developed this method. Right? Shashwant somehow got to know Ganesh has already developed a similar kind of method which is taking two inputs and an output. Right? What Shashwant does, Shashwant, this is a good to follow a good coding practice. Shashwant is not going to write the same code over and once again. we'll just import. That is a good coding practice. Importing the functionality that was developed by another developer. Right? In order to do the import a package name, package1 dot star. Right? So public class addition, because Shashwant is also developing the similar kind of package. Public static void. Shashwant wants to use that in array box. Since he has used the import keyword, now he has access to this addition functionality. I mean, he has access to this addition class, and under this class we have an addition functionality. So Shashwant has the direct access now, right? So now Shashwant will be like, see, for him the task is like, this is the functionality developed by Ganesh. Just an assumption. This is a functionality. So this functionality is taking two inputs. Input in the form of what? Numbers. So let us say any two numbers it is going to take. 10 comma 10 by 10 or 10 by 100. Right? And Shashwant doesn't know what kind of input, I mean, how the code is designed internally. Internal functionality Shashwant doesn't, he doesn't know. But he knows one thing: if two inputs are given in the form of numbers, right, the output is going to be what? Addition of these two numbers. 10, 100 is going to be what? 110. He knows only this. If you pass 200 or 200 and 100, output has to be 300. Whatever the inputs you pass, the output is going to be the addition of two inputs. But he don't know the internal implementation. So these things are written to Shashwant. Does he know the internal implementation? It is just like a black box. You send two inputs, and the output is going to be addition of these two inputs. Whatever the inputs you send in the form of numbers, the output is going to be addition of the two inputs. Right? Internal details are written. So if Shashwant as a developer, he used this import statement, right? He is going to get access to this functionality. So in order to get access, we need to create an object. Again, object creation, we will discuss that in the future classes. Addition pj equal to new addition, right? Obj dot 10 comma 100. You see this code? Addition obj equal to new addition. Since he has used import keyword, import, and is importing a package 1. So the control will be transferred from here to here, right? And from here, the first instruction is, so we have the class called addition, and again on top of addition we are calling add method. So that's why this add method will be executed, and in this add method we are passing, 1 minute. And this add method is like we are passing two values, 10 comma 100. This 10 comma 100 will be passed as an input. Somehow it is doing some operation and it is performing the addition and giving us an output. Ganesh knows this functionality, but Shashwant, he doesn't know the complete functionality, but he knows only one thing, which is when he pass two values and he is going to get the output, addition of these two inputs. Right? He is not even worrying about this internal function. Even in this way, in this situation, this talks about what? Abstraction. Right? Hope this is making sense. Right? If you want to use some functionalities from other packages, you do not actually read each and every code. Right? You will understand about this functionality with the command statement, because Ganesh, since he is a developer, he is going to add some comments on top of this method. So what kind of comments? He will be adding the comments in such a way that the comments are very meaningful. Meaningful comments in the sense how it is taking two inputs and it is going to give an output which is the addition of two inputs. That comments he will be specifying on top of this method, right? So you as Shashwant as a developer, he will just read the commands. He will not read each and every functionality. From the commands, he will get to know, okay, this method is going to operate upon on two values, and the output is going to be the addition of two values. And so he got to know, okay, so this is the additional functionality. It was already developed by Ganesh. Let me use that. So here it talks about abstraction, because Shashwant, he don't know the internal implementation. He only knows the functionality. Hiding the, internal implementations are hidden. He only knows the functionality, because Shashwant cannot go here and he cannot open Ganesh package and he cannot read each and every functionality. Sometimes Ganesh might be, due to some security constraint, Ganesh is not going to give any access. Access in the sense, this will be in a different file system, and that file system may have been locked. Right? This is what we are, when I say abstraction, this is what it means on the context of packages. Right? I hope these things are making sense. Just type yes in the chat box if you have understood till now. Abstraction, I am talking about the abstraction concept. I hope it is clear little bit. Type yes in the chat box if it is crystal clear. Hello? If the concepts, okay. So this is what the abstraction means. On packages, on context with the packages, this is what the abstraction means. Right? So we will discuss a few more examples and before completing this packages concept. Right? So let me show you some cases, some used case. So this is, I have a C drive and I have a D drive in my system. My system has been bifurcated into two drives, partitioned. One is C drive and the second one is D drive. So let us assume that this is C drive. And this one is D drive. Right? Let me show you my working directory. So this is my command prompt. My working directory is, in the C drive, I have a folder called Java 2. This is my working directory. So let me show. So the C drive, see, this is my C drive. This is my C drive. I have a folder called Java 2. So this is my working directory. I am pointing the command prompt to this working directory. Right? So let us represent this in the high level diagram. The C drive, I have a working directory called, I have another folder inside the C drive. Right? Inside the C drive, I have another folder. Right? This name of the folder is what? Java 2. Java 2. Right? And make sure the command prompt also pointing to the same directory, and even if I want to write any program, I need to save that particular program, particular piece of code in the same directory. I need to save it here. I am not supposed to use any other directory, because this file will not get recognized. I have to ensure that the file is also getting saved in the same directory. which I am pointing in the command bar. Let me copy this. So this is what my command prompt is pointing. Right, whatever the code I write, I need to save it inside this Java 2. Inside this Java 2, I need to save. Right, now case study 1, let us understand through the packages through this high level diagram illustration representation. So when I say, before even writing the Java program, on top of my on the top of the code, if I say package, and if I mention package name, so the name of the package is, let's say that package 1. If I do this, a folder will be created here inside the Java 2, and again a subfolder will be created, right? And the name of the folder is going to be what? Package 1. Package 1. Just giving the package keyword, and I'm giving the meaningful package name, and this is what happens internally. Sir, I want the proof. I really want the proof whether this is happening or not. This is what we have seen so far. Let me show you the proof once again. So package name. Before even proceeding with this, see the folder structure. There is nothing here. So package 1, public class. I'm keeping it very simple. I have just used a class. Name of the class is, let me take it as simple. Right? File, save. It should be same as the class name. Simple.java. Right? If I open the folder, simple.java has been saved in the given directory in the Java 2. Package is not yet created because we have just saved the program. Package is not created. To create the package, we need to use a command. Right? We have just saved the file inside this particular folder, which is Java 2. Let me go back to the diagram. Inside this Java 2, I have a file called what? Simple.java. It is a .java file. Just understand, it is a .java file. Means source file. Source file is nothing but the developer's file. It can be, we can also say it as a high level language file. This file can be opened and it can be understood. We open this. Right? So in this source file, I have specified to create a package 1. That is what I have specified. Package 1. Right? I have did this spelling mistake. Package. Right? If I do the compilation, and if I use a specific command to do the compilation and at the same time to do the package creation, right? A folder will be created. Let's understand that. Do the compilation, we know the command is java c space -d space d. Hyphen d in the sense it is representing the directory. It is asking us to choose the path where you want to save this. It is asking us to choose the path where you want to save the .class file. So we have already saved something in the form of .java. .java file is not going to help us. In order to run the program, we need to generate .class file. In order to run the program, first of all, think as a beginner, the code gets developed by the developer, right? So we need to perform the compilation so that this .java file will get converted to .class file. We need this .class file to, the .class file is going to get executed, not the .java file, right? Because in order to generate .class file, Compiler will take care of generating .class file. It will ensure that the source file is error free. Compiler is nothing but it is going to check whether the source file has any errors or not. So generating the .class files is mandatory, right? So the package creation, all the package creation, right? The packages are going to save only .class files. Understand that, not .java files. The compiler, right? So this is the .java file. In this case, simple .java. So simple.java, right? Simple.java is saved in Java2 folder, right? But after compilation, I want to ensure that the generated .class file is getting saved in this package1. So far, this package1 folder is not yet created, right? How do I create that? So use the JavaC compiler command space. This is minus t is representing the directory. If I use dot, it is representing current directory, current location. This is the current location. Dot means current location, right? In the current location, I am performing the compilation. In the current location, I am just performing the compilation, right? This compiler is going to perform the compilation. At the same time, it will ensure that the package is also created. Go back here. This will get compiled at the same time. A package will also be created, and the name of the package is going to be package1, right? So let me do that. Java C space current directory and simple.java. So this command has done two things. So this is the current directory, and next we have used some commands. This command has done two things: compilation as well as package creation. Right now, I need to see this package1 folder whether it is created or not. Let us check that. Let me open the folder. See, package1 folder is created. Inside this package1, the .class files will be saved. Hope you're able to understand. And these .class files will get imported if we use import keyword. Not the .java file will remain here. .java file will not get affected. See, these .class files are important. These files are used to, get accessed by someone from some other package. They want to access to your package, they get access to the .class files, not the .java files. Understand that, right? Now tell me, if you do the compilation, .class files will be generated, and this .class files will be placed inside the packages. Only the .class files will be placed inside the package. So I can write it here. Please be informed that only .class files will be placed in the packages. This is one conclusion, right? We got to know how to create a typical pack. We already got to know about this, but this is nothing but a high level diagram, right? Now my requirement is so this is my C drive. Inside the C drive, Java2 folder is there, and I have created one package. But my second requirement is like this: I need to place the .class file in sub packages. So I need to create one package, and I need to create another package. So I need to create two folders. So let us say that this folder is package2, and this folder is package3. Package 3. In our previous example, this dot class file has got saved inside this, right? This is where our dot class file got saved, a simple dot class file. So simple dot Java file has been converted into simple dot class file. I am sure that you know what is dot class file. If you are confused about dot class files, see my previous videos. We have already discussed a lot about this. Dot class file is the compiled file, the file that gets generated after compilation. Don't get confused. This is the file that gets generated after compilation. We have discussed a lot on this particular dot class files. Now this is a requirement. Requirement is like I need to place. I need to place my dot class file in the package 3. A folder has to be created and a subfolder has to be created, and inside this subfolder I need to place my dot class file. Very simple. How do I proceed about this? Very simple. Use the package keyword. Package space package2 dot package 3. Just keep using dots. The more dots, if you sequentially using, you're going to use the dots sequentially, right? That many folders will be created. That many subfolders will be created. Package 2 folder is created. Package 3 subfolder will be created. If you use package 4, another subfolder will be created. Inside the dot class file will be placed. Why we need to follow all this? Because this is how we provide uniqueness, and this is how we provide security to the dot class files. Right, some related packages, related dot class files will be saved in the subfolder, and most specific dot class files will be saved in the top folder. Right, so let us create this as well. Let me go back here. Let me take another notepad. So package 2 dot package 3. Right, so public class. Now this time let me take the class as sample. Previously it was simple, now it's sample. Right, so let me save this. So to save this, I need to make sure that it is getting saved in the C Java 2 base location. C should get saved in this same directory, C Java 2. But the packages will be created in the different directory. That understanding is required. Files dot Java file should always get saved in the base directory. This is the base directory. This is where the compiler will identify. This is where the compiler will command C and perform the compilation. Compiler will able to identify this location. We should ensure that this is where the .java files are getting saved, source files. Okay, that's why I'm also saving it in the same directory. Right, and the name of the file should be what? Same as the class name, sample.java. Right, let us see if it is saved or not. Sample.java has saved in the same directory. C drive, inside the C drive we have Java 2. Inside the C drive we have Java 2. The Java 2, now recently we have saved what? Sample.java. Now this needs to be compiled and the dot class file will be generated, isn't it? This dot class file, the generated dot class file, my requirement is to save that generated dot class file under this package 3. Sample.class. Sample.class. Right, so I have already given the code. In the code I have said package, I have used the package keyword, and I am specifying that create a folder and create another folder, subfolder of package 2. So this is how the inside this folders the dot class files will be placed. So how do I proceed that? Do the compilation. Java C space -d. I am using dot current directory, right? Sample.java. In this current directory, the compiler will identify this sample.java. That is what it means. This command specifies very simple. So this Java C is the compilation command, right? It is a kind of protocol. I mean, we can call it as it is a kind of it is a tool. Java C is a tool. This Java C can identify the file in this directory. In this directory, it will identify whether this sample.java is available or not. It is available, right? That is where I have placed sample.java, right? So the command compilation command will identify and perform the compilation, right? While perform the compilation, it will check the Java code. In the Java code, we have written what? Please ensure that the .class file is getting placed in these folders, right? From the current directory, create a package 2 and again create package 3 and place the .class file inside this package 3. That is what it means. We give enter. Compilation successful because there are no errors. So let me go back to the folder. See, we have package 2. Inside package 2 we have another package. This package 3. Inside that we are able to place sample.class, right? So this is the we have just converted this high level illustration into the to understand, we are able to understand this high level diagrammatical illustration. So this is how we are able to create packages and we are able to place the .class files under a specific package. So one more question, if I want to do this, package 4 dot package 5 dot package 6 dot package 7. I can do this also. Now 4 folders will be created. Inside package 4 will be created and a subfolder will be created and again subfolder will be created and again subfolder will be created. Inside this the .class files will be posted. Right? Why we are learning all this, you will understand that when you are writing the first Java program. Right? Now tell me, I will give some case studies. Now tell me whether it is valid or invalid. Case 1, package 1, package 2, public class A. Now tell me this is valid or invalid. Just type, if it is valid, just type valid in the chat box or else type invalid. Keep it quick. If I write this program in the notepad, whether this code is a valid code or not a valid code. If it is valid, type valid. If it is not, type invalid. Let me show the code. I have a package 1 in the first line. I have the package 2 in the second line. And I have a simple class. I'm asking you whether this code is valid or invalid. You have one answer. Either can be valid or invalid. Which one is the right? Just type in the chat box. Invalid, Samyukta, invalid. Why it is invalid? Any idea? If it is invalid, why it is invalid? If it is valid, why it is valid? So you said invalid, why it is invalid? Tell. Okay, let me tell you. So this is invalid. You are right. You both are right. This is invalid because in any class, in any Java file, we can have only one package statement. The first statement should be the package statement. We can have at most only one package statement. We cannot have two package statements. Right? So this will give us an error. This is invalid. You are right. Because we can have only one package statement. Let me write that down. Any Java class, we can have at most one package statement and it should be at the top of the Java program. What what does it mean to be at most? At most is nothing but you can have at least, I mean, at most one. It also means that it is okay not to have, right? If you want to have, you can have only one package statement. If not, it is okay to not to have the package statement. Is what it means. At most one. So this is valid. I cannot have like this. I cannot have the two consecutive package statements. It will not work. At most one, or it's okay to be like this. No issues. Right? Hope this is making sense. This is case one. Right? And the case two. Let me take the case two here. So in a particular notepad, I am having this. I'm having two classes. Just I am expecting answers from you whether this is valid or not. This is a valid case or invalid case. Hope my question is clear. Case two. My Java class, I mean my Java source code has two classes, class A and class B, right? I can have any number of classes. We know that already. In a Java file, I can have any number of classes. In this case, I have two classes. Valid or invalid? Ganesh says valid. Saswan says valid. Let's wait for all the three of you are saying valid. So in extra days, I mean in day before extra days class, I have clearly specified in a Java file we can have at most only one public class. So here we have two public classes. At most one public class. Remember or not? Remember, right? Hope making sense. At most we can have one public class. We cannot have two public class. See my last video. I have specified it very clearly. At most we can have one public class because the JVM is going to get confusion if I have two public class. So I should remove at least one. Now this is valid. If I remove this public, this is valid. At most one public class. Right? Case 3. This is a case 3. I hope we will answer this. So I have two classes. Class A, class B. This is valid or invalid? This is case 3. I want your answer whether it is valid or invalid. Come on, guys, it's very simple. Any recent comment? Response is valid. Samyukta, Ganesh, what you say? This is valid because at most one public class. It also means that it is okay to not have any classes to be specified as public. This is also valid, right? And this is all about packages. I don't think you require any further explanation. And one more thing is there, and this is just for your reference. What if I want to place this dot class file in some other directory? That is also possible. For example, these dot class files are getting generated. I mean, we are able to place this in the current directory. In the current directory, we are able to create packages, sub packages, things like that. But if I am writing a code here, for example, the code has been written inside the Java2 folder, which is inside the C drive. But I want to create package in D drive. Is that possible in Java or not? I mean, saving the .java file in the C drive, but I want to create the dot class file in a D drive. That is also possible. Very simple. We will just define the class path, the command prompt. In the command prompt, the class path is like Java C space -d D drive. In the D drive, I want to place it in this folder, for example, .java. You can do this. Instead of using dot, you can specify the directory. Dot means current directory. If you do not want to save that in the current directory, you can specify your own directory. You can try this task as soon as we install the Java application. This is just to specify the directory name. It is completely possible. The class can be created. .java files can be created in the current directory, and .class files can be placed in the different directory. So in this example, it is going to .class file will be created here. Here a folder will be created for the package, and inside this package folder, the .class file will be placed. Things making sense? It is not making sense, or it is making sense? This is all about packages, and so far we have completed almost 30 to 35 classes. All these things are just generalized things, and I cannot say fundamentals. We have just learned about Java in comparison with other programming languages. I've also introduced some high level topics without even starting the program. So keep these things in mind and repeat these things. Okay. So when we are trying to understand the OOPS concept, and when we are trying to develop the first Java application, these things will help us a lot.